Hi. So I just wanted to pop on because I just got done doing a live with TikTok, and um, it got me thinking that maybe I should just do like a quick recap of 2022 um, because I just started documenting, if that's what you want to call it, my journey on TikTok, and being more active on like Instagram and Facebook with the groups that I'm in. And now I'm starting YouTube because it allows for like the longer videos, and if it can reach anybody or anybody can see it or whatever I want to be able to reach people. So um, just a quick backstory. um, I quickly gained over 100 pounds in less than a year from ages 18 to 19. And then I steadily gained until I was the mid 300s um, for the next few years. And then I got to the high 300s for the next couple of years, and I've been over 400 for about, I want to say about 2 years. And throughout all of this, the biggest obstacles for me were mental, because of depression, anxiety, and binge eating disorder. And usually, if one pops in for me, the other two are going to show up eventually. And so it just created such chaos in my brain, and I didn't know what to do. I'm very self aware, meaning I understand and I know when I'm binge eating. I understand and I know when I'm in a depressed mode or when I'm in an anxious mode. Um, but I don't know how to pull myself out of it. I know how to help other people out of it, but I don't know how to pull myself out of it. I am so stubborn, like so stubborn, that it's difficult to convince myself what I would convince other people of. And some people might look at that as, oh, you're a hypocrite. And I don't look at it that way. Because I know what can work for other people, and so I do my best to help those people. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I hadn't yet learned what works for me. I had tried those things that I'll tell other people, like anxiety, for example. Okay, if somebody's having an anxiety attack, it usually helps to focus on the here and now, and so you can do that by, what do I see, what do I hear, what can I taste, what can I smell, things like that, to bring you back into focus. Depression, get some sunlight, like, whatever. There are different things for different things. But for me, like, none of that worked. And so I've just kind of been sitting and have lost myself more and more. And I don't know so much as I've lost myself as much as I never really knew myself. And when I say that, I mean my entire life I was expected to be one way or another. Whether other people told me that that was their expectation or that was my perceived expectation. And when I say perceived expectation, I mean they never voiced it, but in my head, that's what they wanted. And so I never really got to know the real me. The only thing that was mine that I truly loved, that I would never take back for anything, was swimming. I absolutely loved that. But outside of that, who am I? What am I? And when swimming stopped, when I had my last meet, when I was 18, I was like, oh, what do I do now? Like, what in the hell do I do with my life now? And so that kind of, because I was no longer in the world of swimming, it forced me to look into other things that I didn't want to look into, which is why I'm at where I'm at. And so in the live, one of the questions that was posed was, what's your biggest non-scale victory? this year for anything, and I would have to say it's my mentality. I started therapy in September or October, and I will say that I had tried therapy through the BetterHelp app, and that wasn't for me. I know a lot of people who that has had great success and they've loved it, and so if that works for you, I totally recommend it because it's very affordable, and you can do it at your own pace. But that's not something that I needed. I needed. So I've often said, whenever anybody asks me, what kind of therapist are you looking for? Or if you're looking for a man, what kind of man? And I said, look, my brain, I'm not even talking about my heart or my person or my body or any other part, but my brain is such a chaotic, crazy cluster of shitstorm that whoever came in, listen, if you've ever watched The Labyrinth with like David Bowie and them, they have that huge maze, right? And the maze is very misleading, and you can go one way, but it could either take you further away or completely out or who knows where. Then you've got doorways, and then you've got people who are misleading you, and people who are trying to trick you, and people who may be trying to help you, but because of everybody else, you don't know who to trust, and like all of that. That's layer number one of my brain, okay? If you get past that first maze, then there's a forest full of monsters and gargoyles and scary things. And then if you get past that, there's probably another maze. And then past that, there's a moat. And then there is a huge wall that the drawbridge should be able to come down, but the mechanism to bring it down is busted. The moat is filled with water that isn't calm. It's constantly going. And then there are monsters in the water. And then if somehow you manage to pass the moat and the wall of the castle and you get into the castle walls, you still have to fight the entire army. Then you have to go into the castle and somehow find your way, and the doors are not marked. You have to find your way to the top for the princess, but you have to fight the dragon, and the dragon is the princess, so what are you going to do? And so I said I would need a therapist who is more stubborn than I am, and yet understanding and kind. And that was really hard to find. Because listen, if you're relying on me to push myself and get myself to where I need to go, I'm gonna stay where I'm at because I'm so stubborn. I know and I don't know what's behind door number 3, and I don't want to go there. So I need somebody who is going to lovingly push me there and allow me to be there without judgment and help me through cleaning up that room so that I could then move on. And so, by fate or God or whatever you want to believe in, I met my current therapist, and she is amazing. She is absolutely amazing. I love her. She has pushed me, and I love her for it. And because she has pushed me, my mentality has opened. And so my biggest non-scale victory, I would have to say, goes hand in hand. It's one, investing in myself with therapy, and 2, my mentality overall. Because earlier in the year, I was going to the gym with my friend, and I would rely on her. So if she couldn't go, I just wouldn't go. And I would tell her that I was going to work out at home, and then I never would. Instead, I would get into my pajamas, and I would lay in bed, and I would just stay there. And I was working out, even through pain, because she was there. And I had that dependence on her. But then, you don't know because I haven't shared this. So I have been dealing with major sciatica pain since October of 2021. I've gone to the doctors. done x-rays, everything, and they're just like, nothing's wrong. So I basically just get to deal with it. With that came pain in my right knee. And again, x-rays, nothing was wrong, just deal with it. And so I was working out with my friend through all that pain. And then I think we had worked out for 5 weeks straight. And in the 6th week, I broke my foot, a part of my foot. And I basically call it quits for the workouts for a while. We were in the middle of a challenge. We were at the end of a challenge, I should say. It was driving me nuts because this was the like 3rd or 4th challenge I had signed up for, and I was like, I'll be damned if I don't finish this one. And then I didn't finish it because I broke my foot. So broken foot. I was like, okay, enough is enough. So we stopped going to the gym, and then I just stopped. I stopped everything. I wasn't working out. I wasn't focusing on diet. I wasn't focusing on water. I basically got up to go to work, and then as soon as I was done with work, I would get right back into bed. Like, that was it. And so, the fact that I have been consistent since right before Thanksgiving, even with my pain in my knees, the little bit of sciatica that I have to deal with, I've still been consistent. And so my 2022 recap is simply that I'm proud of myself for my mentality improvement. I still have a long ways to go. I know this. Because another question that was brought up is, how do I work on my self-image, my self-love? And I don't. Right now I don't. I don't have any I wouldn't say that I don't have any desire to. I desire to know who I am. I desire to know what I bring to the table. I desire to know what I want to do and then move forward with that. But I have a hard time believing anybody in what they say. And I know a lot of people will say, well, people aren't just going to say things just to say things. And that's true, but I also feel that that's not true, because I also believe that we are in an environment or a world where people are worried about everybody's itty bitties, and so if they feel like you're already down in the mouth, they're going to find something to compliment you on, even if they don't fully believe it. So there's that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But moving forward, my goal for 2023 is going to be to cook more, because that's one of the things I hate doing. I hate cooking. And it isn't the cooking part that I hate as much as the cleanup. I hate the cleanup. I can cook, but I don't like to because of the cleanup. But that's what I'm going to do, because I typically just eat frozen meals. Or I put together quick frozen meals. Like, I'll do frozen chicken with like a cup of like instant rice, and then some frozen vegetables kind of put together. And so I'm going to try to do more cooking in 2023. I'm also going to try to eat out less. And this is going to be like a huge change for me. And it's going to be very difficult. But it's going to be better for me in the long run. It's going to be better for me financially. It's going to be better for me physically. And like right now I still live at home, right? But that doesn't say anything as far as meals, because none of us really like to cook in this house. But when I move out on my own, I don't just want takeout in my fridge. I want to be able to have leftovers that I've made or whatever. So it's a huge goal of mine to be able to cook more, and start to enjoy it and enjoy my creations, whatever they may be. So that's what I'm going into 2023 with, continuing to be consistent in my workouts, which I just got back on today. I've been sick for a while. I'm still getting over it today. I don't have COVID. It's just like a normal cold. But it really wiped me out. And so today I got on the treadmill. I had all these big plans today. I was going to deep clean my room, get rid of the yarn that I'm not using for projects, reorganize everything, throw away things I'm not using, blah, blah, blah. And then do the cardio, and then do the Fit Love Squad upper body workout, and do my laundry, and like do all of these things, right? Like especially wash my blankets and sheets since being sick. But I went upstairs and I did 30 minutes on the treadmill. I hadn't eaten anything. By 12:30 p.m. I had been up, by the way, since like 6:30. I still hadn't eaten, and I came downstairs and all of a sudden I crashed. I was done. I had brought my lunch down, but I was done. So I ate my lunch. I took all of my supplements and vitamins and whatever, and then I took a nap, and I slept until about 4, and then I went outside and I fed the dogs, and I cleaned up the dog bombs, which took forever because it's winter and it's snowing, and we don't clean it. Like, if I lived in an apartment, you take your dog out and you clean it right then when they do it, right? We don't do that with a yard. Like, they do their business whenever they gotta do their business, and then we clean it up. And in the summer, we do it like twice a week. And in the winter, because the snow covers it, it's a lot farther in between, and so it was quite a chore, is what I'm trying to get at. It was quite a chore to do that today. But those are the two things that I did. So tomorrow, my goal is to clean my room first, to deep clean it, and I'm going to dust, and I'm going to, like, just deep clean the shiz out of this. And then, I'm going to hopefully still have the strength and everything to be able to do some kind of exercise. And then we'll see from there. But I'm going to end 2022 with a bang. And we're going to start 2023 with that exact same bang. So if you watch this, I encourage you to look back at your year and look at least one thing that you say, I did that. Me, I did it. Because it's easy to place blame on other people, and it's also easy to give other people the credit. We're our own worst critics, and we need to be our biggest cheerleaders. So look at something. Even if somebody pushed you into doing something, the fact that you did it was still you doing it. So look at something and say, I did that this year. Me, I did it. And I'm going to give myself credit for it. And then I'm going to go into 2023 and I'm going to shoot for fill in the blank. And then we'll see what 2023 brings. Let's just be positive. Let's love one another. Let's be kind to one another. And let's just hope for the best and just keep it going. Keep it vibing. I cannot wait to see what 2023 brings. See you guys later.